Good evening, Baltimore. My name is Matthew Pamphilus, and tonight I will be discussing what should be done about the Affordable Care Act. Also, I would like to apologize for my voice, a bit under the weather. Okay, let's get into it. The Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, promises to provide affordable and sustainable health insurance to those who meet a certain income requirement. The Affordable Care Act requires health care providers to accept everyone into purchasing their insurance plans, including the elderly, the disabled, and those with pre-existing medical conditions. In 2012, the Supreme Court ruled constitutional an individual mandate that required most Americans to either buy an insurance policy or plan that provides minimum coverage, or if they don't purchase a plan, then they would have to pay tax penalty to the government. Although the insurance plans are now less expensive, some people cannot afford it still, giving them the only option to pay the tax penalty without being insured. The tax penalty is seen by the government as an incentive for Americans to get an insurance policy, but in reality, it is much cheaper to risk not having health insurance and pay the less expensive penalty fee. A long-term question is how the U.S. government is going to deal with its enormous healthcare spending. Although the Affordable Care Act saves some money through the Independent Payment Advisory Board, saving money on healthcare was not the intent of the act. Within 10 years, healthcare is projected to account for 20% of the U.S. economy. Ultimately, fulfilling the promise of healthcare reform may depend not only on implementing the Affordable Care Act, but also on continuing to extend insurance coverage and bringing healthcare spending under control. The Affordable Care Act intended to provide affordable and universal health care, which sounds ideal, but in reality is quite unlikely to pan out as anticipated. Providing the poor with affordable insurance is definitely a goal for future America, but will not happen under the Affordable Care Act. In order to achieve this goal, the Affordable Care Act must be repealed and reformed. I believe that the new Health Care Act should be worked on before the Affordable Care Act is repealed, because although the Affordable Care Act has its problems, it still provides life-saving health care to people who otherwise would go without insurance. In addition, the time needed to make the new act is undetermined, thus creating the possibility of thousands to 10,000s of deaths.